It was said that Pep's Barça was the limit of physics, that no one would ever see such offensive dominance again, but today, the history books have been burned. Hansi Flick has just done the impossible. Stay until the end of the video, because we're going to compare Flick's Barça with Pep Guardiola's Barça. Who is better? We'll see now. Hit the like button and subscribe for more videos like this one about the history of Barça, man, history, and the present. Of course, because we're going to learn absolutely all the details. Let's get to the video. I would like to start this video by saying that the past always seems better to us. If we look at Rafinha, we see the present. We see a top-class player who last year was close. In my opinion, he should have been in the top 3 to win the Ballon d'Or. It didn't happen, but I think he gave us a season we won't forget for a long time. And of course, an image of Messi makes us feel nostalgic. It creates an atmosphere that we experienced in the past. And honestly, at least for me, I thought it would never happen again. But today we're not just going to talk about the best players. We're going to talk with data. Which team was better, Flick's or Pep Guardiola's? Let me start by saying that we're going to analyze the first 105 matches of Flick and the first 105 matches of Pep Guardiola. And with the data in hand, we see that Pep's Barça in these matches scored 250 goals, which is absolutely insane. Also, keep this in mind. Barça had just given Real Madrid a guard of honor, and they had been going through a historically bad time. And on top of that, there was a completely senseless clean-out, because Pep Guardiola himself caused the departure of Ronaldinho and Deco, among others. So honestly, this Barça didn't look very promising at first, but Guardiola's arrival changed absolutely everything. And well, to sum it up, this team was a real powerhouse, not just because of how they played football, but also because of the goals they scored, and above all, because of the stars. Because of Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, Henry, and Eto'o. They were players from another galaxy, players who made you feel the excitement, who made you experience football in a passionate way. And honestly, a lot of people fell in love with Barça because of Pep's Barça. On the other hand, Hansi Flick's Barça scored more goals. There you have it, 105 matches, 303 goals. Honestly, for me it's also impressive, because I wasn't expecting this statistic. But Flick's Barça has historically scored more goals than Pep Guardiola's Barça. Here we need to clarify. It's true that even though we've scored more goals with Flick, Pep Guardiola's Barça won absolutely every title with that sextuple. It's true that Flick has also come very close to winning everything, but that knockout round against Inter burst the bubble. But even so, I think Flick has some stats that are truly legendary, but let's analyze a bit more in depth, specifically Flick's Barça. And if there's one thing the German coach has been known for from the start, it's that high defensive line, with the defense positioned in the midfield and always having to run more than 40 meters back. Of course, this is something he was already doing with his national team, with Germany. Hey, and is it true that Flick has been criticized from the beginning for playing a style that's too risky? And it's true, because as I said, you play with more than 40 meters of space behind you. And another thing that's also true is that Flick, despite the defeats, whenever he's lost, has always said, I'm not going to change my philosophy. Something very characteristic, yes, of Pep Guardiola. And of course, the success of both Flick and Guardiola lies in a key figure, someone who practically covers everything. Of course, with the help of his teammates, but with the focus on number 10. One is Messi, the other is Lamine Yamal, and I'm not going to get into who is better because, of course, for me, both are at a stratospheric level above average. Messi, of course, is the best player in history. His career is practically over, and Lamine is just starting his with the stats to prove it. We've already analyzed this in another video. Lamine Yamal himself, at the age of 18, is for now, and only for now, ahead of Leo Messi's numbers. This doesn't mean he's better or worse, it simply means that at this age, Lamine Yamal is achieving more than Messi. Will he be able to keep doing the same over time? It's complicated, but it's not impossible. By the way, I'll give you 3 seconds to like this awesome video. Thank you. And continuing with the comparison, we could definitely say that Flick's Barça is much more direct than Pep's Barça. Pep's Barça practically needed 600 to 700 passes to score a goal. Flick's Barça, with 5 passes, was able to do it against Newcastle with just 3 passes. Literally, they were a masterpiece. Barça gets right in front of the opponent's goal. I'll say this again, I'm not saying it's better or worse, but if you ask me my personal opinion, of course I prefer the more vertical Barça, Flick's Barça. Why? Simply because Pep's Barça? It could even get to the point of boring you when they couldn't find the exact opening. Because Xavi, Iniesta, and Sergi Busquets all tried to be architects of football. They looked for the millimeter, they looked for the centimeter. To Leo Messi, to Eto'o, to Henry, or whoever it was, to score the goal, this Barça, as I said, with 3 passes, gets in front of the goalkeeper and scores. And now, here it is. This is what everyone came to this video for, to remember this amazing lineup, which I think is truly wonderful. Barça played with Victor Valdés, Eric Abidal, Piqué, Marquez, and Dani Alves, and in midfield they had Yaya Touré, Xavi, and Iniesta. Busquets was just starting out. And the forward line, of course, was characteristic and unforgettable, with Messi, Henry, and Samuel Eto'o. The truth is that, well, honestly, it could easily be one of the best lineups that Barça has had in its history for a very long time. And I'm sure it will be remembered by many of you, and definitely by the younger ones, young people who haven't seen this Barça. I can already tell you that this was an absolute delight to watch, to see them play. There are the facts. There's the historic sextuple that Pep Guardiola achieved, the intelligence, the ability to surprise the opponent, the defensive wall, the architect Xavi, and of course, Messi. I would say that all of this is the most outstanding, although honestly I would highlight absolutely everything here. I'll stick with what I just told you. A Barça that is effective in attack and of course very solid and very tough in the defensive line. And just to make the comparison, this is the last Barça we've seen, the one that scored 7-2 against Newcastle, 8-3 in the Champions League tie. A Barça that plays with Joan Garcia, Eric Garcia, Kubarski, Gerrard, Martin, and Cancelo, Bernal, Pedri, and Fermin, and up front, the magic trio with Lewandowski and Rafinha. And of course, Lamine Yamal. We've already noted this Barça team is much more vertical. Just look at the result. It's clear this is a Barça with fewer superstars. Even back in Pep's era, Messi was already there, Xavi was there, Iniesta was there. They were players from another world. It's true. Here we have, of course, Lamine, we have Pedri, we have Rafinha. But there's no doubt that Pep's Barça was a better team, that's clear. And also, above all, the most notable thing is that for this Barça under Flick, perhaps its weakest point is its defense. The truth is we're shaky, and teams often score 1 or 2 goals against us without even getting close to our goal. And of course, in the average number of goals, you can also see how Flick is a bit above Pep Guardiola. Hansi Flick averages 3 goals per game, while Pep Guardiola himself averages 2.4 goals per game, which is also very good, but Flick beats him. As a reflection, it's not about erasing Pep's past, nor about only focusing on Flick's present and future. We simply have to understand that football has evolved into a more physical game and played at extreme speed. Pep was in the past, Flick is the present, everyone can stick with whoever they want. This is simply to analyze 2 true giants and what they gave us, what Pep Guardiola gave us in his day and what Hansi Flick is giving us now. My question is, if you had to play the Champions League final, would you go with Pep's tactical 1-0 or with a hypothetical, totally frenetic 4-3 from Hansi Flick? Let me know in the comments, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Barça yesterday, Barça today, Barça always.